Friends, you are watching Don Performance Engineering YouTube channel. Today we are going to see about Mitsubishi Lancer diesel engine alternator belt rechange. Okay, actually this is the new one from Mitsubishi, Japan. This is the original equipment manager from Japan manufacturer. They manufacture belt, so we can sure about installation. So we parts. This is the most of the mechanic recommended. For Mitsubishi Lancer diesel engine alternator belt. Okay, this is the new one. See how much of the V belt he sees, and this is the old one. Actually, this is from local mechanic referred, and they installed some not belong to this car belt. So how much it's damaged? You see. Okay. First, how you can identify the belt? Okay. For visual inspection, you see any damages, any pulley belt damages have means check it. And the second one, touch sensation, like you need to touch the belt, any loose and have anything tension reduced, you need to check with your finger or any sticks. Okay, you see how much of loosen this belt. So loosen belt means no contact with pulley, no grip, so you can't able to produce the spinning the pulley. So what happened, torque reduced. First you need to remove the engine bed mounting to change the belt. You see that's lots of parts have. You need to some jacky to move the engine lift upwards to remove the engine mountings, and you can work easily on this belt because this belt is located in the rear of the engine and near to the firewall. So there is no gap between the firewall and the belt, so you need to first remove the parts. First remove the AC connections cylinders. Okay, the two bolt have, this is the wire connection, AC inlet hose, and this is outlet hose. This is bracket for mounting the hoses, and you need to remove these fuse boxes, everything. And you see how there's some, you see visualizations gap have. You can now clearly see this alternator belt. You see too much of loosen, no tension. This is the power steering belt. This is a superior grip and too much of tension, so no problem with this belt. The last one inspection is hearing inspection, like some noises will come when the belt rotating, some squeezing noise. Okay, you see how much loosen this belt. This much of loose means no contact with pulley, so they can't able to produce too much of current to run this car. Okay, and then tensioner will fully in this alternator, and then time that also have no much of grip with the pulley. Finally, I removed this crank, that center bed pulley. You need to lift the engine, lift upward. Okay, finally engine bed is removed. You need to be careful on this hose, AC hose. Okay. This is the engine mounting, rubber mounting. This will arrest the vibration of the diesel engine to the chassis. Unfortunately, this mounting also broken. Wait, you see there is an socket, 10 mm socket. Oh my god. In engine bay and 10 mm sockets are magnets that will attract the 10 mm socket, so you need to be careful on this kind of small sockets when working. Don't keep it on engine bay. Okay, this is the layout of the alternator belt: crankcase pulley, water pump pulley, and alternator pulley. The three pulleys connected with the same belt, V belt. Okay, so you need to careful on these pulleys because water pump is how much important. And this is the bottom of the pulley. This is the crankcase pulley. That crankcase pulley is connected with AC belt. You see, first the AC belt, and beyond the AC belt there is an alternator pulley. You need to remove this AC belt tensioner to remove this belt. You see how much stiffness this pulley is, so you need to remove the AC belt to take the alternator belt, because alternator behind this AC belt. You clearly see now This is the alternator belt, second one, and first one is AC belt. You see, this is the crankcase pulley, this is tensioner, this is the AC belt. Okay, so you need to release the tension. This is the tensioner pulley. You need to release the tensioner bolt to reduce the tension of the AC belt. I taken 14 mm ring spanner to reduce the tensioner. It will take time, but carefully, because there is a bottom of the oil circulation or oil cooler. So if any damage means it's very unfortunately something happens. You see some sag of the belt, so the tension will be reduced. Now you need to reduce the tensioner torque. You see there is too much of gap. This is the tensioner pulley. You need to lift the tensioner pulley from away from, then the AC belt will be loosened. Easily it's come out from the crank pulley. Most of the telling when you use the car, you can driving an AC mode, then some little amount of horsepower will be given to the AC to rotate that AC compressor. Actually, this is the main reason. When the crankcase shaft pulley is directly connected to the AC compressor, so that time what will happen means some 0.5 horsepower will be given to the AC compressor to rotate, so the horsepower will be reduced. Okay, but it doesn't matter. From diesel engine, no problem. This is the belt, so you need to be careful on this AC belt, because you need to reuse this belt. This is the good condition, so you need to keep it on smooth surface, no more dust or anything. Okay, this is the alternator belt. See, finally we can see it, and we can time to change it. Most of the telling if you loosen belt means easily come, but it's not possible. You need to remove the alternator tension belt. Okay, this is the tensioner's bolt. Once you release the clip means alternator will be freely moved. That is the tensioner for the belt, like that bolt. Once that tensioner will be removed, you can freely remove the parts. And I am going to remove the fluids, because for weight reduction I am going to remove this part, and this is damaged and I need to clean this part. Okay, just 3 bolt only have in this washer. Last time I went to my friend home, that time my car is outside. Some irresponsible idiot make an accident on my car in standing car. That person went hit and run, so I don't know who's that guy. Okay, that time this tank will be damaged, so now I'm going to remove it. You need to be careful on it, because there's a motor wire and hose will be connected to inside of the engine bay, so you need to be careful. Okay, finally I removed the alternator belt from the alternator pulley. Now main problem is that power steering belt. Okay, you need to remove the power steering belt to take away from the crankcase pulley. So you need to rotate the crankcase pulley to reduce the rotate the torque of the alternator belt. Okay, because power steering belt is first behind that alternator belt. Finally that alternator belt will be come smoothly, but it will take time. I have only one person manpower, and I holding camera on one hand and working, and it's very difficult. Okay, this is that mechanic used that belt. See how much of it. And this is the new product, Japanese product, V belt. I prefer only authentic product to this, because this is a Japanese car. So you need to use always good quality product, otherwise you need to frequently change the belt. That time what will happen, you need to reduce the belt cost on this, means you need to pay the twice the belt cost to the mechanic. So you need to waste your time, money and everything. So always use good product and same product as a quality of a manufacturer. You see how much of the thickness is. See, don't give your car to new mechanic, they don't know how to work it. The reason my car will be stopped in middle of the road due to some irresponsible mechanic. He don't know how to work in this kind of Japanese car. He is telling, I know every car, just telling that mechanic. He isn't scam. Okay, if you have any doubt regarding this Lancer belt, you can text it on YouTube or you can comment it on Facebook, anything, or I have sent directly message to WhatsApp. Okay, this message will be directly to our WhatsApp group for Mitsubishi street racing and car meetup. Okay, this is actually that crankcase pulley is connected to water pump and alternator pulley. So 3 pulleys are linked with the same belt, so you need to careful on it. Actually the alternator pulley is the last pulley, so you need to careful on this engine. If you have interested in this kind of JDM car, JDM meetups and JDM car street race or anything, you can text it on WhatsApp group and we can create an event like street racing or car meetup, and we can discuss our knowledge and modification, everything on WhatsApp. Please, whatever you think, just text on WhatsApp. Thank you, friends.